I don't know. Having trouble with this camera. So it's later, and I'm fucking feeling it. I'm feeling it. I made that video this morning about how, yeah, it's alright, you know, you can feel it, but not really. No, it's fucking bad. It's bad. And I'm on the powder kratom too. God, like it's crossed my mind to run down there and alleviate the suffering, but I can't do that. You know, it's fucked up. But yeah, it's just like a regular withdrawal. But I haven't dealt with it since the days of opioid. You know, my opioid days. So it's like I'm not used to it, so I'm being a bit of a baby about it. But yeah, it's fucking bad. Like mentally, it's doing stuff too to my mind, like making me think. You know, like when you withdraw, it attacks your brain too, and you start having really weird thoughts, or usually depressive kind of thoughts. Like you start dwelling on bad shit. It all works together. Hang on a second. Camera's fucked up. I don't know what's going on with it. It just totally changed its mode that it's usually in. Just saw my favorite black guy. My current favorite black guy is a guy that works in the Korean store now. We get along so well. He just says, "How you doing, sir?" I'm like, "Good. How you doing, man?" And I order what I want, and he usually knows what I want. He gets it ready for me. I give him my money. He's like, "Thank you." I say, "Thank you." He's like, "Thank you, man. Have a good night." And that's it. Why can't all my interactions be like that with this countryman? Why? Why does it have to be so much strife? I feel like a fucking fool. I came out of my house, and you know how like I'm always complaining that when I come out of the house, I feel like I'm in the Truman Show or something. I feel like no one's doing anything like at all until I leave the house, and then everything. You know, people start moving around, and it's like, go. You know what I mean? Car rolls up, the sidewalk rolls up, and I feel like I'm the focus of fucking everything happening. I'm not. It's just fucking, you know, fucking mental. But I was doing that, so I come out of my house, and everything feels again, and there's this car going real slow. And it's like kind of, you know, shadowing me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why couldn't I just leave once? And I hear, "Hey." And I'm like, I'm not answering, "Hey. Hey." And I'm like, I'm not doing it. "Hey." So finally I turn around and I see this girl from a passenger window going, "Happy New Year." And I'm like, oh, that's nice. You know, whatever. It's probably just some drunk chick. And then the truck pulls up and she goes, "It's me." And I'm looking, and it's my Mossad neighbor, the Jewish girl. And I'm like, "Oh fuck, man, I'm sorry," you know. And then I just awkwardly try to explain why I was blowing her off, which makes you feel like even more of a psycho. So it's like, you know, it's a good reinforcement. So it's New Year's Eve now, and yeah, I just wanted to make a note about that because I'm editing the video now, and I'm like, you know, it's not that bad. I feel a little bit fucking. No, I fucking like an hour after I made that coffee with fucking 3 times too much fucking coffee component in it. It all started hitting me. And the thing that I kind of forgot about with withdrawal is the mental shit. You know, I was thinking all this really crazy stuff to the point where I started to worry that I might have let a couple on board, you know, because they jump in when you're addicted. If you're addicted to something, addiction, when you're experiencing it, they can jump in there. And I'm like, did I let a couple of them in by mistake? So I'm like, oh, I gotta get rid of them, just in case. So I set up my speaker in my room, and I start cranking Gregorian chant, and just doing Psalm 23 over and over again, like a mantra, over and over again. And, you know, louder and with more fucking gusto every time. And I'm telling them as I'm doing this, I'm like, I don't know if you're in here, but you can't stay in here. The door's open. I'm right beside my door. I'm like, just, you can go out there, but you'll be tortured in here. And I don't want to torture you. You know, you shouldn't torture anyone, including demons. You know, a lot of exorcists will tell you that. You don't want to, it's not a stoop to their own level type thing, but it's just not good karmic energy to torture them, even though they are demons. I don't know if I had any on board, but it felt like I did, because I was thinking things that were very critical and that were very dark. Like, well, what if this happens, or what are you gonna do about just these really weird, bizarre things that, and this goes on when you're withdrawing, you know, when you're in withdrawal. So I was fucking full blown this afternoon. Like, it was bad, and then it got a little better. I did a couple things that usually help me. I prayed a little bit. Well, I did a lot of praying, just in case there are any entities that attach to me because of my addiction. And yeah, that was it. So now it's New Year's Eve. It's like 8 o'clock here, which means it's probably the new year already in different parts of the country. On the mainland, for sure. And a lot of shit's going down. A lot of weird stuff. You got those invisible predator type monsters snapping people's trees in half. You got the death fog that's falling everywhere. It's making people not be able to breathe. I think that the death fog is coming from the drones, because people caught them spraying stuff. So I mean, it's kind of, you know, it doesn't take a genius to kind of figure that out, you know, or at least on the surface that's how it looks. Excuse me, I was trying to drink my boomer juice. Might as well have a cigarette out here before I go in. I want to do this thing to add the video I did, but this just might be a whole new one, because I feel like I have a lot to talk about here when it comes to addiction and withdrawal, which I was not prepared for. Yeah, it happened pretty much right after I poured myself that coffee. Very badly. I started walking around the room getting some cleaning stuff to spray the fucking thing, and I started feeling like real dizzy. I walked from that spot. I was recording, you know, as you saw, and when I walked away from there, I was like, I felt like I was gonna do a fucking pirouette. I'm like, what the hell? And I started thinking, what did I eat? What did I eat? Because sometimes I don't eat, you know. I fast a lot. And I know when I don't eat, but sometimes I think like, all right, well, when was the last time I did eat? But I eaten kind of near that time. Had some chicken katsu the night before. It was basically just like Japanese fried chicken. Has panko crumbs. It's the only difference between regular fried chicken in Japanese. I always call white people stuff regular. Like, it's good for black people and for regular people. I don't know why. That's the default, because I'm a regular person. Yeah, so I started feeling a complete ass. I got in bed to lay down in the afternoon, and I turned the fans on me and just laid there like, what the fuck? I didn't expect that to happen, you know. I thought I was, I was pretty confident about my situation, as you would, if you saw the video before this or earlier in this video. I don't know if this is going to be a several one or not, but the point is, I felt like wasn't going to have a problem, you know. And yeah, I had a fucking problem. I'm still having a problem now. I think the only reason I'm doing this, and I seem kind of okay now, is because there's sort of a giddy kind of, I don't know, you know, there's a manic kind of thing happening now. I've been laying in bed all night with runny nose, just blowing my nose and chills and the whole fucking deal. And I was laying there like thinking, should I just go down to the store and just buy a couple, and you know, I'll have to borrow some money to get cigarettes this weekend. I'm like, I can't even get up to do it. Like, that's how shitty I felt. I couldn't get up to even go to the fucking head shop. So I just laid there. And like I said, then I started worrying about if I picked up any entities through the addiction process, because that's when they jump in. Because the thoughts I was getting was going to tie me back to that fog. You know, sometimes it feels like it's not your own kind of ideas. It was like that kind of thing. Like, why the hell am I thinking this? Like, I don't think about this anymore. Stuff from the past or a possible future, just pretty dark stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And these aren't my thoughts, you know? And that's when it struck me that there could be I could have picked up some travelers on board, and that's when I started praying and cranking the monks. They hate Gregorian chant. They can't listen to it. They go nuts. And they hate Psalm 23, 23:4, 23:5, 23:6. They can't stand that. So, in the way I set my room up, they can't be in the room because of the way I protect it energetically, and the stuff I used to keep it that way. It's kind of all sealed. So I have something in me, and it gets out of me in the room. It's gonna stay in there, but it's gonna be fucked. You know, it's gonna be tortured, basically, until it figures out a way to get out. It's not gonna get out unless I, you know, make a portal for it to get out, which I did, the front door, you know. I usually have the doors and the windows salted, and the front door has just been used and I haven't salted it in a while, so it's probably not too salty. And plus, I, you know, was making an egress for it, you know, which is what you have to do with demons. People that are summoning them, you always have to leave, unless you want to stay in the room. You got to leave a window or a door open, otherwise they can't get out, because for some reason, and I never figured out exactly why, entities have to are beholden to the 3D architecture of this realm. Whenever you see them in photographs and stuff, when that photography catches them or video catches them, they're always standing on something. Now they're on like a ledge, or they're on some piece of the 3D architecture. They have to abide by the physical rules of this realm when they're moving through it. For some reason, you know, they don't come through walls and stuff like Casper. They got to go out. So I don't know if there was anyone on board, but I felt like there was, because it was really unusual thoughts. Then again, though, I haven't withdrawn like that since 2015. Well, 10 years. So I kind of forgot what it was like. It sucked. So when I come out of my house, I'm just kind of fucked up tonight, but I had to go to the store, just you know, before they close for New Year's to get cigarettes, and my fucking facade neighbor. She must think I'm so fucked. Well, she knows that I'm kind of fucked anyway. But, yeah. Don't do that shit. It's not worth it. You know, I'm gonna see how I am tomorrow. I'm gonna just lay in bed tonight and nurse this shit. I don't have any of the stuff I normally would keep for such circumstances, which is Pepto-Bismol. Always. Some dark chocolate too is good to have. It doesn't seem like the kratom is doing much, which I thought it would fill in the blanks, but it's not, which just goes to prove more of my point that it doesn't have much to do with kratom. You know, it was first introduced to me, and it says that just in general, as part of the package, that this is a kratom product. Really isn't. Like I said, it's one part of the kratom, one of the alkaloids in it, brought into a lab and zapped, you know, with fucking steroids to make this super fucking thing, which is what it is. So yeah, drinking all the kratom on top of it does very little to take away the side effects of a withdrawal, which seems to be what I'm going through. Usually, when in a traditional withdrawal, the first day is pretty bad. The second day is the worst. Usually, about the third or fourth day, you still feel a little shitty, but you're on the uptick. Now, if you're quitting for good, it usually takes a while until you feel normal. I mean, it could be months, it could be only weeks, but it's usually a little bit of a time. So basically what's happening to me is I'm withdrawing from something I've never withdrawn from before. It feels like opiates when you take it, and but I can't see how it's filling the opiate receptors, because I have the kratom that does that. So this is acting on a whole different part of your body somehow. So this is significant, because it's the kratom doesn't seem to have any effect on it, and it's a rough kind of withdrawal. Now I was taking 5 to 7 a day, so I went from 5 to 7 to 1 yesterday to none today. My body's just going into revolt. Yeah, it's been kind of a rough day. I spent most of the day laying in bed, kind of fading in and out of consciousness. Getting stuck on things. Getting stuck on thoughts. Like, when you have a fever, you'll have these, like, fever dreams where you'll kind of have the same dream or the same thought, like, over and over again. You'll get stuck in a thing. I have that going on, kind of. So, but I'm going to pull through. Hear all the fireworks going off in the distance. It's pretty good though. I've been out here a while and no one's tried to fucking put their car where I am. Although I don't know what this one is doing here. They've been kind of hovering over there, and now they've got their, reverse lights on. Do they want to come in here? They probably want to come in here. They probably want to park right here. As we've all seen happen many times here. So I'm going to nip that shit in the bud so I don't have to deal with it and just go in. So until next time, I'll keep you abreast of my withdrawal situation. Thanks for dropping in. Until next time. Do they want to park around? Nope, they're gonna go. I see a lot of that too, where someone will come around me and they'll act all kind of weird, like they'll drive over here, like they just did. Then I decide to leave and go inside just right now, and then they just drive off. Just because I had that moment with my neighbor, and I was wrong, it doesn't mean that that shit's not really happening, because it absolutely is. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school. So now it's the next day, and I'm fine, as if nothing happened. I plan to take today off and just lay in bed, nurse myself back, but I don't feel anything. I feel completely normal. Weird, man. Weird. This is weird stuff. I don't know. I think I need to further investigate this fucking situation. It's fucking bizarre. The thing, though, that I don't like about it is that it's marketed as like Kratom, a Kratom product. When it was first offered to me at the store where I buy Kratom at, they're like, "Oh, check these out. They're pills. Just try them." I'm like, "All right, whatever." I was looking at the package, and that's when I searched YouTube and found Corey, and I was like, "Wow, these sound good." So that's when I went and got the. I dug the sample out of the bag that she gave me and popped it, and then, yeah, right away. But what they do is they isolate an alkaloid from the kratom. Like they pick the one element that makes you the most high. I don't know what it's called, but they took that into the lab and just supercharged it. But it doesn't have much to do with kratom anymore at that point. And when I was withdrawing really bad yesterday, my kratom wasn't helping. So that kind of tells me that this is almost like a wholly different substance. Pretty fucked. I'm gonna keep an eye on it though, and I get, when is it, paydays? Not tomorrow, but the day after. I'll probably go back on it because I'm a fucking idiot. Even after having that terrible thing yesterday. This is how fucking addiction works, man. It works stupidly, you know? And it's weird for me because I haven't been addicted to anything in 10 years. So yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to see how I feel. I told Nia not to let me. But, you know, she can't follow me around everywhere. Although that would be nice, you know. I don't think that's really feasible. Alright. I'm going to go, I guess, lay down anyway. I'm still going to take the day off and lay in bed because that sounds like fun. So, till next time, we'll see ya. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.